Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. Today we are
showing off the Catalyst set of Battletech, the game of Armored Combat. This was a gift to the little guy from DM James for his birthday earlier this month. We're going to pop it open and show you a couple of things, and we're going to talk about why we chose House Marik.
oh okay.
Lay it flat, because if you open it the other way, it'll kind of damage the box, or it can. Put this off to the side. Right off the bat, I really like these little cubbies. With most cubbies for plastic miniatures like this,
It's possible to tell where each one goes once you take them all out.
right, but these ones actually have the names of the, or abbreviations for the mechs next to each cubby.
I did not notice that.
Yeah, I just noticed that a little while ago. Of course, 2 6-sided dice, a small packet of, I believe these are the mech pilot cards.
I believe you are correct.
The primer, which is basically just a small booklet on the different houses, a little description of who they are and their basic ideology, and that's what really helped us determine which house we liked. We did, or at least I liked, the mercenary idea of mercenary units, but one of the main reasons I picked, we both sort of picked House Marik independent of each other. We didn't know, I gave him the book and said, take a look and see which house you like. And I liked it because we've only got the 8 plus 1 extra mech we got elsewhere. And without buying any more mechs right off the bat, choosing House Marik allows us to basically fight each other.
That's not why you chose it.
It's one of the reasons.
You just said you didn't know I chose it. Therefore, how could you have chosen it for that reason?
Well, that's what I liked about the house, is that we could basically fight each other. And as you notice, we've painted all 8 mechs, primered them white and black. The white ones are going to be painted in purple, which is House Marik's color. The black ones are basically going to be different camouflage schemes so that we can use them, for other mechs if we want to. But at the same time, we can, basically have House Marik fight itself, because it does that all the time. It also came with a thanks for playing little coupon here for $20 off your first purchase, which may seem like a lot, but
No.
it's not really a bad little discount.
Look at this.
Yeah, it is kind of stringy. That's why I said you're gonna have to add water.
Just look at this. This is disgusting. This is awful.
The camera can't see it. You're gonna have to tilt it. It's just little paint worms.
But I think it works now. It works now.
It also came with a small little.
Still, disgusting.
Came with a little story novella, Ice Storm, which is kind of a weird name, but I haven't read that yet. It also came with a book of the template battle sheets for each of the mechs that can easily be photocopied or laminated.
Actually, probably not
because of the thickness. Because during combat you will be marking off the little hit point marker boxes and the ammo supply boxes and things like that. So it's nice to have a book of these. Then the basic rule book, which has some absolutely stunning paint job photos on the back. We're going to be hard pressed to really get them to look that good, but we are going to try our best. And sport, there are some green ones there. We were talking about green for a camouflage scheme just because it seemed, kind of weird. How could you, find a...
Yeah, I watched one video on how to make a planet, and now I act like an expert.
Yeah. But,
It wasn't one video, it's a series of videos. I don't even think I finished it.
Then a rather nice...
It's a communist anyways.
A rather nice set of battle maps that you could use in different ways to make your battles battlefields not always seem the same. And is this fold out or is it just that? I can't really tell. I don't want to. Yeah, the paper's not too bad. It's not super thick or glossy or anything like that. But there's at least 2 of them.
Is this water good enough? Is it kind of watery enough?
Yeah. If it's too watery, you'll just make a second coat, which you should anyways. Oh, they do fold out, and there's a nice sort of Marsy terrain look to it. The other side is more forested green, earth-like. Then the battle card, basically a quick sheet, for all of the basic things you're going to need, the rules, without having to thumb through all the different rule pages. And then a nice little set of card templates so you could have extra mechs, because back in the old days sometimes people had to use what were called standees, just folded little paper doll-like mechs that would just, stand up on their own.
No.
And some little additional terrain pieces to lay over some of the hexes for specific, pieces of terrain, rivers and lakes and rocks and hills and things that you might want to just add to the battlefield. And here, let me get you these so you can. Oh, you already have one in your hand. You picked one you liked.
Yes, but also
The dog's being a weirdo.
he's eating the carpet.
Dogs are weird. Our dog's especially weird.
I think it's more just the special part.
You found a good brush. Just go ahead.
No, I didn't yet, actually. That's just a mixing brush.
Okay.
Are all these brushes so bad? Are you usually supposed to crack them?
Yeah, I just actually used the Masterclass soap on them just Friday night, I think it was, before the chill stream.
Well, no, it's that they're all separated like this,
Oh.
which is typically what happens.
A lot of these
before you
need to
crack
a lot of
them.
these need to go into the trash, but
Yeah.
for now, I haven't.
And it's not splitting, just you can see clumps of bristles just coming together nearly. Oh, this one's good now.
I'm gonna go with a gray. Let's actually brush on primer. Let's see what else I've got. This Vallejo. See if I've got another gray. That's silver. Sky gray and sky gray. Okay, I don't know how 2 bottles of that. One of these go off the table because we don't need 2 of them. And let's see what other grays I have for Vallejo, because I want something thin, not too thick and chalky, which Armypainter is somewhat famous for.
Not the exact reason, but half of the reason why I had to water this down. And he probably
And black gray. I'm going to use these 2 colors and mix one into the sky gray to get a little bit lighter. Just ignore him.
I know, I hate hearing the carpet being ripped up.
He's not really ripping it up, is he?
I hear the carpet tearing.
He better not be tearing my carpet. We'll have a long talk with him afterwards and maybe put him in timeout or something from coming up here. Just keep him downstairs if he keeps that sort of nonsense up.
I think he's keeping it up.
I'm going to go with the larger mech to start with. We're probably only going to do one each tonight, just because it is a school night, and the little guy does have to get to school. But so why don't you tell the folks? Oh, that looks great.
Thank you. It's just watered down paint.
No, I know, but I like the way the color looks, and it probably will need a second coat, or we could hit it up with a purple wash so that
That might not even be necessary. I mean, it's definitely gonna need another coat if nothing like.
No, but I mean the wash aspect so that it.
No, I know that. It's
you always want to use
right
a
now
wash
it is
whenever you
looking a
can.
bit pink.
Yeah. And we don't
That's what we're
fuchsia.
saying?
Why don't you tell the folks at home why you liked House Marik?
I'll do that when you say that because you still didn't finish.
Oh,
And don't give your lies as an explanation.
my lies.
Yes.
Well, I did read the primer and I liked what I read about them, and like I told the little guy just a little while ago, I really liked the motto that they put in there, which was "United we stand." I'm sure you can guess why.
I also can guess why people think that they're like the U.S., despite how much I disagree with that.
Yeah, James was saying something else about them.
Yeah, he was.
And I don't.
He doesn't know anything about history, therefore he doesn't know anything. Even history that occurred within his lifetime. It's just, I'm too busy trying to destroy the world. That's what he was thinking.
Check that out. Just a little dry brush action there.
Yeah, dry brushing white, or gray technically, over black typically looks really good.
I actually really like the way that's turning out. For the camouflage mechs, I don't really want them to look, pristine, but I don't want them to be all battle damaged and, beat up, but I do want them to look a little rough around the edges. So, your reasoning?
Okay, you're just gonna skip over yours. So I went through every single one of them. I read the short thing they have over in the book, but I also watched some videos and read up. Well, I read that and then I watched some videos. I believe the first one that I looked more than just reading the basic description was Steiner, I believe. And as much as I like the Germans, I also really don't like the Germans. Also, I don't like the whole... No, I liked a lot about them. I put them in my list of maybe. I looked through all of them. I put them in 3 lists. Well, not really, but I put either I'll think about it later, and no, I'm not. No way. I considered it for a bit, but there's just some things I didn't like about them. Yes, the whole they're Germans. That's part of it, but there's other reasons too. Then I got to the Japanese, and I don't want to get started on the Japanese. Then I think I went to... I forgot which one I went after that. The point is, I went through all of them. There were only 2 I really liked, and I like this one more.
Fair enough.
That's why I chose it.
But what did you like about it? Was it the fact that there were a bunch of different factions all united as one?
It wasn't necessarily that. It was the... Yeah, I was gonna say something really stupid, and even I can't bring myself to say that.
Okay. Well, don't. You don't want to embarrass yourself here.
Yeah. Again, James said that they were kind of Yugoslavia, and I liked that whole thing. That was certainly part of it. I'm being a lot more careless than I originally was. Now I'm just painting the whole thing one color, which I really didn't want to do.
Anything else you want to add to that?
Oh, not really, no.
Back in the old days when I was playing, originally I don't honestly remember. I want to say I liked the Inner Sphere house way back in the 80s, but I could be wrong. When I was playing the HeroClix version, the WizKids Mech Warrior, my buddies and I, we all decided that each one of us was going to get one, like we would get a faction, and we'd get all the pieces. We used to buy cases of Mech Warrior booster boxes, and we'd open them all, and X player would get all of, Steel Wolves, which was one of the clans or the factions that I would always get. I got all of the Steel Wolves pieces. A buddy of mine got the Spirit Cats, Another buddy of mine got, Davion, and another friend got Steiner, and it went on like that. So I ended up with the Inner Sphere, Steel Wolves, somebody else, whoever the blue and gray army was at the time, and I think I might have got Liao, but I'm not sure. I'd have to go through my boxes of the old Mech Warrior
I mean, you
sets.
said you had a bunch of them, so maybe.
And during that time, my favorite was the Steel Wolves, even though they weren't that great. They should have been better than they were. But they just, for whatever reason, the people who designed the numbers on the mechs didn't give the clans the ass kickery that they deserved, because the clans had all this newer tech and things like that. Because I was reading some of the clan books that were, I'm not going to say new, they were some of the old paperbacks. But I just liked what I read, but I've been told in no uncertain terms the clans are not allowed in polite society. Nobody plays the clans, you're not allowed, blah, blah, blah. We'll disown you as friends and all that, happy, intimidation that was going on a couple of weeks ago. Someday I'll probably get the clan box set, just, for a change of pace maybe or something. But right now I'm just trying to refamiliarize myself with what's going on, compared to the old days, and what's good for tactics and for learning, and since there don't really seem to be like the old Mech Warrior game where a piece is always this faction, which I like that they're interchangeable, so that if we paint them all in more or less camouflage colors, that if I want to play House Liao, I can just say they're Liao, and there's not a problem there. But we were talking earlier, I do want to find some water slide transfers and decals so that we can really mark the mechs up as members of lances and units and squads and things like that. So that was just too easy.
That was too easy.
I'm going to go over them with another color and give them a little more camouflage and
now you have to.
And gunmetal up the barrels and things like that. But I just want to get some work done. Normally we would be doing a painting the Dragon of the Month, but
you already did that.
Right, and we had an extra Sunday, so this is what we're going to do today. A little bit of painting, because muscle memory. You gotta keep up your skills, or it deteriorates. And I've been painting a lot this week. Not as much as I'd like, but with Bruce Lombardo's game yesterday, I almost finished. I want to say 6 or 7 Knolls from WizKids, the miniatures that Tenkar sent us, and I didn't have any Knolls, so it was nice.
Oh, that's what those things are.
Yeah, I wanted them to come out a little differently than they did, but I'm happy with them. But I still have some work to do. Playing in Bruce's game, I just want to have something to do with my hands while I'm waiting for my turn, and enjoying the game, but have something else to do instead of what most people do during a game is just snack while they're waiting for their turn. And since we're online, I don't want people hearing me munch. Plus,
what you've done before,
right? And it's kind of rude, to hear people eating while you're playing a game online. When you're with your friends, I've got a friend who will remain nameless, who is
everybody knows who he is.
Who's world famous for making quite a bit of noise at the gaming table while he's devouring his bags of chips. But I'm also kind of on a diet, so I'm trying to stay away from the snacks. Normally, I eat a lot of potato chips, folks. It's an Irish-Russian thing. I have to have potato chips and potatoes with as many meals a day as I could possibly manage, and that's just not healthy. I'm trying to be, better. The little guy and I have to ride our bike to school, and that little extra gut that developed from COVID is just being stubborn and not wanting to go away. Plus, eating ice cream at midnight isn't helping either, which I've been trying to avoid.
I think it's doing, and I mean literally as in literally, the opposite of helping.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad I went with gray. Green would not have been as much fun, or looked as good, I think. Maybe when I get better at, being familiar with or comfortable with painting mechs. Yeah, see, that looks good. That purple really looks good. Here, can we put the cap on this, though?
Yes.
Just so you don't accidentally elbow it and squish it onto your nice shirt there.
For some reason, I don't feel like that's how it works.
It can. I mean, not with that particular bottle because it's so thick and goopy. You'd be hard pressed to get it.
Well, I got out all that stuff.
Yeah. You may want to add a little water and dry. Push the paint into a better pile because it's going to start to dry up.
Well, not the stuff over here.
Oh, okay.
Which is what I'm actually using.
But I am looking forward to getting Alpha Strike, which is a sort of a mass combat version of Mech Warrior, from what I understand. You're playing with a lot more mechs on the table, and I guess you don't have to keep as careful track of their hit points and things. They just die faster, but you have, like actual armies of mechs. And I'm also looking forward to seeing them re-release the Aerotech rules, because I really used to absolutely dig on the flying combat units, the different, hovercraft and airplanes, or whatever you want to call them. And I still have some of those. Out of all the mechs I had from Raul Partha back in the day, the only things I still have left are the aerospace fighters from way back, and I think the only reason I kept those is because they were serving double duty as spaceships for some of the other space combat games I was playing. And I'm pretty sure I remember which ones are which. It looks really good, bud.
I definitely think I'm gonna have to give it a wash after this. I'm gonna water it down, but it still feels a bit too pink, a bit too.
Yeah, I think the purple wash will fix that.
Yeah,
but
it certainly will.
Out of all the purples we have, I think that was the best choice.
I didn't originally agree with you, but I'm starting to think that you might have been right.
Yeah, it happens. Even a broken clock can be right twice a day.
Well,
unless it's a digital clock, right, folks?
This thing. Wait, no, I think that still works. Yes, it does.
Just a little dry brush gray over black, and I'm going to let them dry before I go into any more greater detail. Let the little guy finish up that one.
I'll finish up just the part and then we can call it a night.
Okay. Just make sure you don't waste too much of that paint.
I won't. We just need to make sure that we don't...
If you want, I could share it and help you out, make it a little faster.
Sure.
Let me see
It's just I don't want you painting the entire thing one color.
Oh, okay.
I guess you can if you want. I can just go over it afterwards. I just want to be careful with it.
So you did squirt out enough paint to probably do
all of them?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'll just paint the little guy.
Okay.
And just try to help out. trust us, we will learn all the names of all the mechs. And I was just thinking, the little guy, you know. Yeah, this is the little Jackie mech.
Shut up. What is that even supposed to mean?
Huh.
Well, it's settled then. We're all gonna die.
Yeah, because I got the Genghis cough.
I don't know what that means.
I think, was it James who said that last night, or was it...
Wait, did he? Wait, the one time I'm not there, he says that? Is that what you're telling me?
I think it might have been him. It might have been somebody else. Okay. That one was quick.
It looks like it was. Yes.
But there you go. Clean that brush off. I think that one you're doing right there is my favorite so far.
Perhaps.
I'll be right back.
Alrighty then.
Okay. And hopefully during the upcoming next couple of weeks, we will actually get a chance to try this game out downstairs on the old dinner table like we used to. Right, Sport?
What?
Right, Sport?
Sorry,
I said
I
hopefully
was distracted.
hopefully we'll get a chance to play this before you have to go back to school.
Yeah?
It was weird this summer. We didn't really get a lot of gaming in. We were busy doing other things. And summer school, I didn't realize he...
Had?
Well, yeah, I knew you wanted to do summer school, and I'm really proud of you for you know, going that route, but... Go ahead and finish painting. And, you know, he was really, you know, responsible trying to knock that class out before, you know, he starts his regular semesters. But we just, you know, we didn't get a lot of gaming in this summer, so hopefully the last 2 weeks we'll get at least one or two games. I really don't know how long it takes to play a game of Battletech, but, you know, we'll start small with maybe like one mech each, and then
What?
blast each other, or two, you know. We can only do 3 or 4 max, you know.
4.
Mechs per side in a battle. Downstairs on the old dinner table like we used to. And then, of course, when the holidays roll around, that tends to be the time we get the most gaming in, wouldn't you say?
100%.
You know, during Christmas vacation and the holidays.
Which I still find weird.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's because it's easier to stay inside and, you know, be housebound, you know, when we're not, you know, being forced to just because it's cold outside and there isn't as much to do and it's raining and things like that.
Remember the last time it rained?
Well, it did rain that one day.
That was cool. that was a cool day.
It rained. It literally rained here for like 24 hours straight, and
That was a really cool day.
you know,
Good, maybe not. I don't remember. What
thunder
happened.
and lightning storms,
Cool.
but that was literally during summer vacation.
Made no sense, but it was cool.
We live in a desert, and it's very rare for us to actually get any rain.
Yeah.
So you're done?
Probably.
Alrighty. Well, remember.
Remember what?
Thank you, James. This was incredibly generous of you to send the little guy this game out of the kindness of your heart.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate it. And you've been such a great friend that, you know, we'll never forget this. But that's it for tonight. Anything else you want to say before we tuck you into bed and, you know, read you a bedtime story?
I stole your water.
I know, I saw that. I don't think I didn't notice.
No, I knew you noticed. I just didn't know you saw it.
Yeah.
You saw it happen, or?
Yeah. You stole my water because it was colder. But
Yes, that's exactly why.
we hope you guys have a great week and come back and join us Tuesday, where we will have another special
bizarre.
Tuesday video, followed by our regular videos during the rest of the week. And of course, you know, have a great week. Enjoy your summer. We love you guys, and we'll see you guys real soon.
Good night.
Bye, everybody.